I believe we already touched on this topic last time, but following our last conversation, a question came up again regarding the cultural differences that exist. And one would instinctively say that the Germans and the Americans are quite similar, because you just hinted at it. When Americans take over Americans or something like that, yeah, but German-American, you think, well, that's somehow similar, we think similarly, but you told me it's different, and I would be interested to know why.
In doubt simply because we are Germans and they are Americans, I would say the Cologne resident is different from the Frankfurt resident and the Hamburg resident. So we see that quite easily, simply based on the dialect. The Americans have the problem, especially in Germany, that we have experienced them very intensively, at least in parts of Germany. Just earlier, we also talked about the barracks and how they are being repurposed now. That means they were simply part of the cityscape. And then, naturally, it happens that they seem similar to us, or the same as us, and then reality hits. And again, one has to say, even if there are differences, they need to be accepted. The German company was bought because of Germany, made in Germany, engineering skills, and so on, and the Americans are just more pragmatic. Now, of course, someone comes along who wants to be 150% sure, to someone who says, I just want to see things get started here. Yes, and that does lead to some irritation. We also had the purely cultural issue of the time difference, so it might be exhausting for the other person. From my perspective, I was on a call with a CFO at 3 in the morning his time. And you might say it happens more often the other way around, but in this case, it was like that. I felt so uncomfortable that he had to get up so much earlier to have this conversation with me, but he did it. And you can see that the solution is the priority. We need to come to a solution. I have to fly afterwards. I'll be on the road all day. Then it will be late for you, so I'll get up an hour early. And then, of course, culturally, this idea of going from rags to riches and saying, I can achieve anything if I want to. And yes, I think we can definitely learn a thing or two from that.